Oh boy, it's that well, can we call him straight up like a white supremacist now, because he's parroted a lot of these fucking lines? Sorry, we're talking about Tucker Carlson, if you're wondering who we're talking about.
Well, I don't know if we can really label him a white supremacist more than just he's an idiot.
So just like the guy that was running for that office in Florida, we could say, you may not be a white supremacist, but the white supremacists consider you one of their own. So.
Yeah,
they sure like you.
And
you might not be a racist, but the racists think you're a racist. So
yeah, exactly. Well, he's also a misogynist. After we've listened to this little bit of an
don't say
shocking.
I'm just
shocking.
Just shocked.
He had a whole segment. It's like 8 minutes. If you guys wanted to go find it yourself, it's called "Men in Decline" by Tucker Carlson on Fox News a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, or you could do literally anything else.
I know how to get to Narnia.
Okay. Republicans now represent rural voters. They ought to be interested. And here's a big part of the answer.
No, Republicans don't fucking represent rural America. Rural America bolsters the Republican Party, which the Republican Party fucking cares about nothing except for war.
Guys, we're not going to get through this if we're interrupting him every fucking second.
I know.
Yeah, we are. But I mean,
well, it is only like a 40-second segment we're going to use.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
But I mean, the Republicans definitely don't represent the rural voters. Not exclusively, anyway. They represent everybody in their district, and quite often that includes rural and urban, especially for senators. But no, cool. They only represent rural voters. But, really, if you really want to go down that path, that really just means Republicans represent a much smaller percentage of the population in the country.
But yet they're counted with much more weight because Electoral College. So
yeah,
that's fun. Anyway, let's let him talk.
Male wages decline. Manufacturing, a male-dominated industry, all but disappeared over the course of a generation.
Do we want to talk about why it was male-dominated?
Or how about the fact of fucking automation? How about that? Let's talk about that being the reason that it's going away.
Automation.
Not the reason he's about to give us,
it's almost like the capitalists want to reduce their costs to the point where no one can afford their product. It's almost like capitalism is inherently designed to fail.
Well, let's go ahead and replace all of the people that are working and earning wages and paying back into the system with robots that won't. Therefore, you're still going to sell your widget at price point A, but yet your people that you normally would buy widget B would not be able to get that because they don't have the job in order to afford that. So
yeah, but that takes long-term thinking.
It's almost like if there's an inherent absurdity to capitalism.
Almost.
Or about the fact that this guy has a nationally syndicated news program, yet he's just about the same level of playing with his own shit when it comes to having intellectual conversations.
Yeah, but he's the heir to fortune, so...
Yeah, he doesn't have to work. That's the thing.
No, of course
he's doing
not.
this for fun. This is his hobby.
Yeah.
What remained in many places were the schools and the hospitals, and both of them are traditional employers of women. In many areas, women suddenly made more than men. Now, before you applaud that as a victory for feminism, consider some of the effects.
Oh, this will be rich.
Oh, my. Let's hear this.
I have been accused sometimes of finding specific segments just to air to Felicia, and this happens to be one of those cases where, get fucking careful. Get comfortable there, Felicia.
Yeah, I want to hear this shit.
Yeah, hang on. Here we go.
Study after study has shown that when men make less than women, women generally don't want to marry them. Now, maybe they should want to marry them, but they don't.
Can we say citation needed?
Tucker?
Yeah, study after study.
Sure.
Study
Tucker?
after study, he says.
Honey, we just marry each other.
What? If this was tea, I'd do the whole Kermit thing where I'm like... But that's none of my business.
We don't need you. That's the thing. We don't need you that much. We need you for
semen.
Sperm. Yeah. For the sperms.
Yeah,
and
but not you, Tucker. Not you, Tucker.
Not.
No.
No, anybody that wears bow tie that long. This includes Bill Nye,
We really don't need that much of you to replace people. And so,
well, here's the funny thing. You don't even really need that because you can clone people using cells. And
This is true.
We don't really need you guys to even fuck us or marry us. Just give us your sperm. That's it.
Or we'll take it forcefully. Death by snoo.
Over big populations, this causes a drop in marriage, a spike in out-of-wedlock births, and all the familiar disasters that inevitably follow.
Spike in out-of-wedlock births, but all these women are making all the money, and these men are just getting nothing from it. How dare the system exist?
Having kids out of wedlock spurs disasters.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's not anything new. That's not a social trend.
But if these women are just making enough money to care for their families, because they're the ones making all the money now, because these men apparently can't make a goddamn cent because capitalism fucked them. That's a problem for the men, not for the kids, and not for the women.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, sorry, guys. If you can't get someone to want to enter a relationship with you simply because you suddenly make less money, you're probably not that good of a prospect in the first place.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Imagine that. When my wife and I were first starting dating, she got into a position where she was making considerably more than me.
Oh yeah, Roger and I, when we first started dating, I was making more than him.
Yeah. And at that point,
it just sounds fantastic. Really,
there's part of it where you're like, fuck, I wish I was making more money.
Oh, Kyle,
yeah.
It's not. There's no sugar daddy anymore.
I know that, but just once I want it. No, wait, never mind. No, that doesn't work.
No.
Okay.
All right, what else are you gonna say, Tucker?
More drug and alcohol abuse, higher incarceration rates, fewer families formed in the next generation.
Oh, actually, those higher alcohol uses are tied to abusive situations. Abusive parental situations are more highly correlated to men than women. It's not to say that women aren't abusive. It's just to say that it's more common that men are abusive.
Is he peppering peppering his misogyny with racist dog whistles?
Yeah.
Oh, always. Absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure. I wasn't here. Okay.
This is not speculation. It's not propaganda from the evangelicals. It's social science. We know it's true.
No, it's social science. It's not social science. It's
actually
just not true.
Tucker, in households raised by two women, you find the kids are more academically successful, more emotionally healthy, more able to cope with their own emotional experience. Like, make better friends, be more social. Oh, it turns out that when women choose to have kids, especially when they're in a couple together, so they have the sole deciding factor over their biological reproduction or non-biological reproduction, their kids are fine. It's mostly
kids do quite well.
It's weird. Once we introduce a man into the situations, when shit gets weird.